Welcome to Merchandise Talk, where we talk about business stories and unveil the secrets to achieving $1 million sales. I'm your host for today's episode, so let's put on your headphones and dive right into it.
Xin chào Merchandise, because POD really is a marketing game. If you don't have any marketing experience, you're probably going to waste a lot of money on ads. No one else would try except Merchandise. Kind of the full package with everything you need.
But if you're still facing difficulties, Merchandise Talk is here to back you up. So now, let's give a warm welcome to our guest today, Mr. Alex Thomas. He's a really successful seller from Merchandise, and he's here today to help you with every difficulties you're having.
Xin chào Merchandise. I am originally from the United States. I've been a seller for the past 4 years, building my brand Athletes Gift Shop. And Merchandise has been just an amazing partner for me, and we're just going to get into some great insights on how I built my store.
So I understand that you have just came here 2 days ago, and this is the first time you've come to Vietnam, right?
Yeah, first time.
And do you have any special impression or like any interesting thing you can share about Vietnam or the people, the food?
Yeah, so I just got to Hanoi 2 days ago, and one thing I was really kind of thought was so cool when I first got here is people are really friendly. And like they're friendly in like a pretty genuine way. Like they're just like very energetic and yeah, just very welcoming. And that's like one of the biggest things I look for when I travel.
And how about the weather?
The weather in Hanoi is, it's okay. When I first got here, it was a bit chilly. I wasn't actually expecting that. I thought Vietnam was just hot all the time, so that wasn't true. But it's getting warmer today. And yeah, I'm gonna go to Da Nang soon because it's a bit warmer there. But overall, Hanoi has been great. I love the lakes here too. It's just so many lakes everywhere, and they're just like so beautiful to just walk around, so peaceful.
Oh really? How many lakes have you visited? Like
a bunch of random ones. Like I went to West Lake, a bunch of other lakes. I don't know what the names are. But there's just so many lakes everywhere, and like I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, even I don't know every lake in here, so yeah that's not
so many.
Okay, so as a really successful seller for Merchandise, can you share a little bit of your journey and why did you choose print on demand as a way to start?
Yeah, totally. So my background is in digital marketing. You know, I did a lot of my career in paid media, building websites, really all revolved around digital marketing and just building e-commerce stores. And so I started my own brand 4 years ago, Athletes Gift Shop. And the first product I started with was a metal art piece. And after that was successful, you know, I wanted to find new products that I could launch that wouldn't require like so much money to test, that wouldn't be like too difficult to test and launch. And print on demand is like the perfect solution for that because you can create really, really unique designs. You know, so you can have the uniqueness that other products might have if you made your own product, but without actually having to do all the manufacturing, having to do all the fulfillment. So finding like a partner to do all that just makes everything easier. So I can just focus on the marketing side, which I'm good at, and not focusing on other things like manufacturing. And I've tested a lot of different, you know, suppliers for print on demand, like so many, like countless number of suppliers. And some of them are okay, some of them are really bad. And then ones like Merchandise just completely stand out because they have really good prices, their quality is really good, customer service is great, and their shipping time, which is really important for me, is actually really good, especially for customized stuff.
When you first started your print-on-demand, you know, businesses, do you face any difficulties or adversity, and how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess the biggest part is finding a product that is getting sales. So that involves like a lot of testing products. You know, like most products you launch aren't going to work, and you have to kind of expect that. Like you can't just. And one thing that I've learned is to not spend way too much time launching a product and like instead just spend most of the time testing the product as quickly as possible. And then if you see that it's working, then spend more time like optimizing it, getting more sales. Like I see a lot of people that launch, they spend like months and months like just with one product, like perfecting the website, perfecting the emails, perfecting all these things, and then they test it and it doesn't work. And then they're like so demotivated and they just give up. But instead, you're better off just like using that energy to just test as quickly as possible. So that's kind of one lesson I learned pretty quickly, is just you're better off testing quickly. And then if you see good results, then you optimize. And a lot of people do it in reverse.
Sure. You know what? You are already a superstar. You're great. And the numbers that you have achieved is incredible. And what are the key factors that help you to, achieve the success you have today?
Yeah, I'd say kind of what I mentioned before is, testing products. And when you find a product that's doing relatively well, then you should focus on scaling up that product. I see a lot of times sellers, they get one product that does okay, then they go on to launch the next product, then the next product, then the next product, and they never choose any one of those products to focus on and to scale. So all those products get like okay sales, but if you really want to scale, especially on Facebook ads, you can't just like leave it there. You can't just set it up and then expect you're going to sell. It takes a lot of focus and optimization. So I'll say that was the biggest thing is, I kind of made the decision to, instead of continuously launching new products, which we still do, was for me to focus on the products that were working and to scale them as much as possible. And that's really just digital marketing, creating better ads, optimizing the landing page. That's a big thing that most sellers I see don't do. They build their website or landing page and then it's just done. Like they never touch it again. But if you really want to scale, you need to optimize and get your conversion rate higher. Like because you're paying the same amount for the visitor to come to the website. So you want to make sure like more people are going to convert. And that's basically just A/B testing. If you don't know what split testing is, there's a bunch of YouTube videos you can watch to find out what split testing means. But if you really want to be successful in dropshipping or print on demand, you need to split test. You need to increase your conversion rate. That's the only way you're going to be able to increase your advertising spend and scale up sales.
So focusing, using the focus strategy rather than spread all them out, right?
Spreading way too thin.
Yeah, sure. And what are the platforms that you like to, do your print on demand business?
So we use Shopify. We use our own website, Shopify.
Anything else? Just Shopify or?
So we sell on Amazon and Etsy too. Those are great because that I think is a little bit more, you can kind of set it up and you don't have to do too much more optimization after that. I mean, you do, but at least you can get sales coming in without having to spend on marketing. So it's all profitable. But I love Shopify because it's my own website, and to really scale, because on Amazon there's limited demand, right? Like it's people searching for my product that buy it. But with my own website, it's up to me to do the marketing, and we mostly use Facebook ads, Google ads. So the demand is like, we create the demand. Most people buying our products, they never thought that they wanted our products. They see the ad and they're like, oh, like I need this home decor item. Like they never thought about it. They never like considered they should buy it. But now we put it into their mind, and then through, by building a whole funnel in Facebook ads, we eventually convert the customer. And so the scale potential is just way, way, way higher if you have your own website and are doing paid advertising versus like a marketplace.
Yeah, so create the demand and then sell the solution, right? So you said that you sell mainly on Shopify and are using Facebook ad, right? And a little bit on Amazon as well. May I ask, how many people are there in the team, or how would you manage multi-channel management, that sort of thing?
So right now we have about 10 people. And then we work with some agencies, some other freelancers, but I think 10 core people. But in the beginning, it really depends where you're at your store. When you're starting your store, you don't really need any full-time people.
Sure.
You can have some freelancers. Once you start getting some sales, maybe you want to have a customer service person. So the great thing about e-commerce is that you can have a very, very lean team. Like you don't have much fixed costs. You don't need to have much overhead. So it's like one of the cheapest businesses to start.
Sure. You don't even need an office, right?
Yeah, you don't need. All you need is Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi.
And a laptop
garage,
and an
apartment.
I know some people, they use their phone to start a business.
Yeah.
you don't even need a laptop. So there's really no excuse. Like you don't need money to invest. Really, you really don't need I I think when I started my business, I spent like a couple $100, and that's it.
That's
and like
it, yeah.
I never had to invest after that. But I know some people, they didn't invest even anything. They
Yeah.
just started and did it through organic ways to get sales. So yeah, this team is about 10 people now. But again, you don't need those people. Like I got those people because I'm trying to build a store and kind of shift away my time from doing what I used to be doing.
A few $100s to the number you're achieving today. It's a long journey. So you said that you have managed Shopify page, right? And a little bit on Amazon as well. So how do you manage such a multi-channel sales channel of yours?
Yeah, so there's apps that you can plug into Shopify. We use Sed Commerce. So it basically automatically pulls the orders from Amazon into Shopify. And then when we ship out the item, it automatically puts the tracking. So it kind of automates a lot of the stuff. So yeah, there's plenty of apps that do that. That really shouldn't be a problem.
Sure. Is there any way to attract more customers to your page, or like the
To my website?
Optimize the way to attract more customers?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of all the digital marketing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just marketing.
Yeah.
That's, there's many ways.
What did you do?
I would say the focus that, if there's like one thing I would focus on is social proof.
Yeah.
It's, showing other customers that other people like your product. Because nobody wants to go on a website and be the first person to buy the product. So our entire strategy is really revolved around, we send products to content creators, we send them to people who do reviews, we send them to our own customers, and we really push people to send us reviews and send us like video testimonials, written testimonials, all sorts of ways. So when the customer goes on the website, they see pictures and reviews of all these different people using our product. And I would say that was the biggest kind of unlock for us. There's been a lot of things, but I'll say that was the one biggest thing is just leveraging social proof. It's just so powerful.
But with print on demand, right? So you need like an actual buyer first, so you can send the product to them.
For their reviews?
Review, yeah.
Well, you don't necessarily need to. You can, there's content creators that you can send it to.
Yeah.
There's like even paid actors kind of people. There's many, you can send it to your mom. You can send it, you can get, like you really want to get those reviews. Like I'm telling you, if you have a page with no reviews and like not an image of anyone holding the product, it's going to be really hard to sell it.
Yeah.
So give it to someone, like even if it's you showing the product and like having you holding it, at least that's better than someone going to a website and just seeing a picture of the product with like no people on it at all.
Yeah.
Like, you want to build trust, and by actually putting a person in the website, it builds more trust.
Yeah. It kind of looks dodgy if nobody's on that, right?
Yeah. If it's just a picture of a product with like no people in the entire website, it's like, it's sketchy.
Yeah, trust me, if I'm the buyer and I look at that website, that looks so sketchy, I'm just going to move on. Yeah. And back onto the print-on-demand suppliers that you have mentioned earlier. How did you find us? How did you find Merchize?
Like, how did I come to know you guys?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just watching, probably as most print-on-demand people are drop shippers, just learning on YouTube, looking at different ways to get more sales. And I came across, I think, Print-on-Demand Ninjas, POD Ninjas, I think by a guy named Joe. Yeah, he's got this whole Facebook group, he's got a YouTube channel, and he's always basically just focused on POD and scouting all the newest products and all the different suppliers. And yeah, he said great things about Merchize. He said how just unique the products were, and I gave it a try, and it's been great.
Yes, and you said that you have been with us with Merchize for over 2 years, 3 years to be exact, right? And do you have any interesting stories or working with us, and do you want to share that?
Yeah, I would say one. I mean, the biggest thing I was happy about was just how fast the shipping was. When most print-on-demand suppliers, especially if they're overseas, so I sell in the US, Merchize factories in Vietnam. Most of the time, the delivery takes like 3 weeks for other suppliers. But Merchize was really, really quick. Like, I was kind of shocked that it was only about like less than I think 12 days for a delivery. And that's like really, really amazing, especially for personalized items. And yeah, I was kind of shocked by that in the beginning. And the pricing is also really good. Like considering that their shipping time is so fast, like I was like shocked how fast the shipping was. And they were able to scale, like, so during Christmas, we scaled really hard. And a lot of times in the past when we work on print-on-demand suppliers, during Christmas time, we face a lot of issues with scaling because they just can't keep up. And we've just had no issues at all with scaling up our sales, especially in like those peak seasons. And that's kind of everything I look for in a supplier. You know, people that can actually be reliable during those peak seasons, have good fast delivery, and have good prices and great quality. And yeah, Merchandise really has all of that. Well, I guess one other thing I was really happy about was the customer service. Yeah. Like, I just got really personalized service from my account manager, Kim. She was like, helped me so much. Like a lot of times where I just don't have to deal with that stuff as much. Yeah. Like if we ever have any issues, Kim is just like, she responds so quickly. And like, you're not gonna find that with other suppliers. Like other suppliers have their own like fully kind of automated system where they give you like a generic answer, and like, you're not going to get that good customer service from other suppliers.
Sure, I think that's one of our strengths right now, customer service, because we provide really personalization customer service kind of thing, and it does add up to, you know, yeah, I don't know what to say about our customer service, because that's all we talked about in the meetings, because we need to raise the level of personalization for customer service team, and you need to take care of them and do everything in your power to help your customer overcome their challenges. And
yeah, I think that's really smart or great that you guys did that, because now it's like I really see you guys more as like, instead of just a random supplier, like I see you guys more as a partner. And if I want to launch print-on-demand products, like I'm obviously going to go to Merchandise. Like it doesn't make sense to go to anyone else, because I know I'm getting good service and all the other things I mentioned. So yeah, it really feels like just having another team member as a partner to help build more products.
Yeah, I should call Kim in here. Yeah, because she added a lot of value to our conversation. Going back to home and decor, like I said earlier, is a very vibrant and lucrative niche, and you've been really successful in this niche. And is there any, you know, advice or suggestions for the sellers out there who want to achieve the success you have today?
Yeah, I would say one is just understand the customers that are buying home decor. I mean, it's mostly women. A lot of times it's moms or grandparents, and just trying to dive deeper into like why they buy these products. You know, it's not just to improve their home. You know, they want to create, you know, an environment where they feel comfortable in. They want to create a space that, you know, that they feel like is theirs. And they really, you know, they're basically expressing themselves through the home decor. So just try to understand the customer more, who's actually buying it. That'll make it much easier for you to actually create targeted marketing, like by just understanding who your customer is.
Sure. Talking about mom, so Mother's Day and Father's Day are coming up, and do you have any kind of like suggestion on product categories or any kind of like specific product that you recommend for, you know, sellers out there to sell?
I mean, I think overall, like both of those days, you're gonna get increased sales for almost anything you sell. You know, we sell some jewelry that does really well during Mother's Day, you know, of course. But most of our products we actually sell, it's the moms buying it for the kids. So it's not actually like a Mother's Day gift, but we still get a huge spike in our sales because the sale is like, the discount is for Mother's Day, right? So it feels like a very special discount just for them. But yeah, there's really a lot of different products you can sell during Mother's Day and get increased sales. And the key is to start early, you know, set up your campaigns as early as possible. Definitely run some kind of sale and, you know, exclusive discount. But yeah, there's a lot of different kind of items that would work good for Mother's Day.
And if you are still confusing of what to sell, remember to contact us. Thank you for your sharing, and that was really informative. So I think that's all we need for today, and thank you for all the insights and information that you've provided. Before we say goodbye, do you have anything to say to the audience, to merchandise, or to people of Vietnam?
Yeah, really spend some time learning digital marketing, because POD really is a marketing game. So if you don't have any marketing experience, you're probably going to waste a lot of money on ads. So yeah, I mean, you can find so much free stuff on YouTube. And yeah, if you're going to go with the POD supplier, like there's really no one else to try except Merchize. I mean, they're kind of the full package with everything you need. So yeah, thank you so much to Merchize. I'm really grateful to have Merchize as a partner and to be here. So thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening. And that's us, Mr. Alex Thomas.